Hey guys, it's Vic. First and foremost, I want to say that I'm extremely happy that gay marriage has passed, same-sex marriage has passed in the United States. That's awesome. I mean, it's legal everywhere, and it's been a long time coming, and I know that 2009 through 2011/12 me would be thrilled. And I'm thrilled. 2015 me is thrilled. There's people that I know that are going to be able to get married now and not have to move out of the state. There's people that I know that are going to be able to be happy and, you know, celebrate. There's people I don't even know that are going to be happy and get married and have a life that they've always wanted to have, that straight cis people have been able to have all the time. This is incense, by the way. Nothing's on fire. At least not yet. But yeah, when I heard about it, I was extremely happy. However, this is a step. It is a monumental step in history in general. It's a big step. I mean, a lot of people are threatening to leave in the country, and I'm like, bye, homophobe. You know, have fun on your little trip to find a country that it's not legal in, which there's a lot of countries that it's legal in already, so good luck. You know, that's awesome. But it's a step. And I think a lot of people who are allies are like, oh, we're done now. All the straight people are gone. Or all the discrimination is gone. No, it's not. Unfortunately. There is so much more. This is the tip of the iceberg. Yes, we got marriage. Cool. Congratulations. But that's not it. And I'm not in any way trying to belittle or minimize this huge accomplishment for America, especially America. You know, it is a great accomplishment, but there are a lot of people that are jumping on the bandwagon. There are a lot of people that are like, they weren't supportive before, and now they're all of a sudden like, oh yeah, gay marriage, let's support that. And they look like they're taking a 3,000-pound shit. Like, you don't support it, you're just saying you do so people don't talk shit about it. You know, it doesn't make sense. And it's irritating, also, because as a trans person, I'm happy about it, but I'm also frustrated because people are acting like that's it, that's the end, they don't have to do anything else, and they're like, peace out, done being an ally, did what I needed to do. You didn't even do anything. You stuck around until gay marriage got legalized, same-sex marriage got legalized, and then you're like, bye, everything's cool. You're not a good ally if you don't recognize that there's still problems within the community and there's still issues that have not been resolved or solved or even addressed. And it's really frustrating as a trans person to see all these things that are going on that no one is doing anything about. And some personal stuff's been going on with me, and like always, but this time it's really, really, really personal. Like, I don't even know what to say about it, just that it's ridiculous. And like, what? I have no words. I can't formulate words. It's just, when you think you know someone and you think you trust someone, and then they go behind you and they throw you under the bus, you just don't really know what to think anymore, to be honest. So anyway, that's been going on with me, and there's no laws protecting me from it. And it's It's really messed up. And I have here a paper thing. I've written down some things in the United States that are legal aspects of being transgender. And this is just an informative XY Chronicles. It's kind of letting you guys know that the fight's not over. The battle, we may have won the battle, but the war's just begun type of thing. You know, stupid cliches like that. But birth certificates are a thing. And if you're a transgender and you're trying to get your birth certificate changed to your proper gender marker, the states make their own laws. Just like it was before with same-sex marriage. The states were making their own laws, but it wasn't passed by the whole entire United States. And Idaho, Kansas, Ohio, and Tennessee refuse to change the marker on a birth certificate. And I know that may seem like a small amount of states. It's just like, oh, it's only 4. I mean, out of all the states, really only 4? Why are you complaining, Vic? Here's why I'm complaining. Most states require surgery to issue a new birth certificate. And it's not even issuing a new birth certificate. Sometimes the states don't even issue a new one. They have a petition in court to change your old one. And same thing goes with like your name, getting your name changed. Some states will not allow you to get a new birth certificate at all. But most states require you to have sexual reconstruction surgery. There we go. And that means both. That means you have to get both top and bottom surgery. You can't just have one or the other. You can't have no surgery. If you have no money to get surgery, you're screwed. You're basically marked as your assigned at birth gender until you get your surgery. And it's messed up. That's how it is in North Carolina. I have to have surgery before I can get my birth certificate changed. Driver's license. However, with the driver's license, all states allow it, but every state is different. With the driver's license, it's less of a serious issue, I guess, than your birth certificate, which I don't get it, because your driver's license is like your ID. Same thing with social security cards and passports. You can get them changed, but some, if not all, no, it's not all, but most states are like, you gotta have surgery first. Like I said in my last video, you have to have a PP before you have an M on your license, and it's messed up. Now we get to the fun part, right? Employment discrimination. The 14th Amendment provides equal protection under law for all. Okay? That's what the 14th Amendment says. However, there is no federal law designating transgender as a protected class. Only 19 states have discrimination laws for people who identify as transgender. Now keep in mind, transgender is it's an umbrella term. Trans people don't always want surgery. Trans people don't always experience gender dysphoria. Not everyone feels that way, but I do. And a lot of people I know do. And it's just like, it's really frustrating that we're not considered a class. Like, what does that even mean? It basically means you're not people, is what I'm hearing. And it's really frustrating that, you know, we've got an amendment protecting us. Like, in the Constitution, there's an amendment. But it's like, if you're this kind of, no, see, no. Back when the Constitution came about, back when this amendment was passed, you see, trans whatevers didn't exist. Like, don't do that. Or, you know, I don't understand why exactly Sorry, I'm just frustrated. In most states, you can't use bathroom, the proper bathroom unless you have had surgery. And that's irritating too. I just spit. That's irritating too because it's a bathroom. I'm going in there to pee or take a shit. And I'm not in there to sexually harass you. I'm not in there to look at you. I'm not in there to do anything with you. I'm literally going to the bathroom in a public place, which is probably not smart in general because it's a public bathroom and public bathrooms are disgusting. But I'm going to the bathroom. What do you think I'm going to do? You know, sexually assault somebody in the bathroom? Why? I'm dysphoric enough as it is. I don't want people looking at me when I'm in the bathroom. So why would I sexually harass someone in the stall or something? You're weird. I'm not gonna do that. What's the point? I'm using the bathroom. Most courts ignore corrected birth certificates. If it comes to, like, say you're going to court for a divorce with your partner, it's not working out, you want a divorce, whatever, most states will be like, so, it says here on your certificate that you are a male, but I know you're not, because this has been altered, and I pulled it up on the record. So, on the record, you know, it says this was changed, so, first of all, you're a female with a female, and that's lesbian activity, and, it's like, no, well, actually, you know, same-sex marriage is legal now, holla, but, this is opposite-sex marriage, so, now, right here, it says we changed from female to male on your birth certificate. You see, your actual birth certificate, you know, we save it for actual reasons. Hold on, let me pull it on up out of here. Oh, yep. Oh, yeah. Your birth certificate says No, don't do that. Well, it says here. It says sex says female on it, and that's it right there. You can see the sex on there, and I have this one too. You know, this is another one, and it literally says, you know, right here, it says your full name, and that's a female's name. So that's the copies that we had before you changed your sex and all that stuff. So, you know, I'm just gonna see you as a female. Like, that kind of stuff right there, that would happen in court. Stuff like, you know, if I want to get my name changed, so I'm gonna have to write a letter, like basically like a petition to get my name changed. Some states you have to write a letter to the paper, like be like, hey, I'm a person of this community, and I totally want to change my name. It's so cool. Like, you can't. There's no law saying that this is bad, that this is discriminatory. There's nothing like that. Medicaid denies coverage for trans treatments. There's some states where it's been passed that it's okay. Shouts out to Obama. He's like the first president to actually use the word transgender and not be weird about it. And it's just, okay. Medicaid is so important. It would be so helpful with trans youth, especially, or even, you know, older trans people, like with Caitlyn. Okay, I keep bringing her up because she's on my mind, but she was able to transition really quickly because she had money. It only took her like, what, a month? Not even. She had money. She was able to do it, and shouts out to her, because, hey, that's cool. But, like, a lot of trans youth or trans people just now being able to get around to transitioning, and they're in their late 50s, and they're finally getting closer to getting in the body they want to be in. It's like, we have no medical financial help. We have no support. We have to do stupid things like GoFundMe and Indiegogo and donate now crap and put it all over in everybody's face and be like, hey, just trying to be myself and live my life here. Spare some change, like, and that shit's mad annoying. Like, I don't want to bother people with my money issues. I don't want to bother people with my problems. I don't do that. That's a internal thing that I really have trouble with. I don't like asking people for money. I hate doing it, but I need money so bad. I need it so bad I've considered getting a second job just because, like, if I can work 80 hours a week, I will be set. I could do it. What is sleep? I don't need that. I don't need that. So if I could work 80 hours a week, I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't care. I would rather have money and be able to transition than sleep, a proper sleep schedule. What is that? I don't sleep anyway. I stay up till 5 in the morning thinking about how I want to end my life all the time because people don't seem to recognize pronouns because they're ignorant and they think they understand what it's like to be transgender, and they have no fucking idea, especially when they say, I understand what it's like to be transgender. That's a huge decision. No, it's not. It's not a decision. It is literally not a decision. I did not make a decision one day. I didn't wake up one day and go, I think I want to be a male. No. It hit me one day in the face that I am a male, and I'm not in the correct body. That's what happened. Do you want to know how frustrating it is to have to correct people constantly? When you finally do something about it, you finally step up to the plate and be like, I'm going to stop being such a coward, and I'm going to see something done about this. People disregard it like it's nothing, like it should be something to be swept under the rug. This is not a joke. This is my life. This is my existence. This is everything that I stand for, and you're literally spitting in my face by using the wrong pronoun. It's mad disrespectful. It is so disrespectful of me as a person. This is not just something. It's not just a phase. It's not just a, oh, well, whatever. It is me. And if you disrespect me, I have no respect for you. It's as simple as that. I have no respect for people who don't respect me. I don't care who you are, who you think you are, what kind of mindset you have. If you treat me some type of way because of who I am and how I identify, if you disrespect me because of that, there is no way in hell that I will ever respect you. At least give me the human decency to respect me. At least. I don't care if you talk about me behind my back, because it'll get back to me, trust and believe, because people talk, and people hear, and they overhear, and they find out, and they will come back to me, you best believe it. Because I actually have people on my side, whether or not anybody understands or grasps that concept, I have people who support me, and they will tell me if somebody's been talking shit about me. And I will find out. So there's no point in running your mouth behind my back. Why don't you just say it to my face? Everybody's always talking about loyalty and trust and communication and honesty, and I keep it 100 with everyone. No, you don't. You literally are the most two-faced person I have ever met in my life. You can't keep your mouth shut. If you're not talking out of this side of your mouth, you're talking out of this side of your mouth, and odds are they're going to contradict each other because you're two-faced. You can't get through life like that. You can't coast your way through people's lives by lying to them. Because if you tell a lie to somebody, and then you tell a different lie to somebody else, odds are you're gonna forget after a while who you've told what to, unless you keep a notebook at home, writing down all the lies you've told. Like, this, and this person, they think that this happened. But this, and this person, they think that this happened. But this person actually knows what happened. But what happens if all of those people are in the same vicinity? What are you supposed to do? Pretend none of it happened? Or are you supposed to pretend this part's true? Or what are you willing to give up? Who are you willing to give up to step on people's heads to move up in the world? Who are you willing to... Oh, everyone? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's all about you and your money. I forgot. Sorry. I tread on the wrong ground. I stepped over my bounds, apparently. Or I did something wrong by standing up for myself. Or I don't know. It's really weird that you perceived that I had this really chill relationship with somebody, that I was just joking around with them all the time, that we just play around. It's really neat that you notice that, because that is not at all being two-faced. That is being professional. And I like being professional when it comes to people like that, because I don't walk around with my ass on my shoulders pretending like the world has just shit on me when that person's around, because you know what? They don't listen to me when I correct them. They don't listen to me when I try and explain to them that this is who I am. I would appreciate it if you... They don't listen. They think it's a joke. They think it's funny. They think it's not important. They think it's nothing. So they don't listen. So why in the world would I waste my breath trying to get them to understand a concept that is so simple? And you know what? They don't even have to understand. They just have to acknowledge and respect me. That's all I'm asking. You don't have to get why I'm transgender. There is no why. There's no why. There is none at all. There is no why. I just am. I cannot explain. I can't sit you down and give you a bulleted list as to why and how and when and where and what made you. Nothing. I just am. I just exist. It's crazy how people just are. They just exist. There's no... You don't have to have a reason for every little thing. You don't have to have a little box for every little thing. You don't have to have a little label on every little thing. It just is. Just accept for what it is. And stop making it so difficult to just accept it. You don't have to you don't have to agree. Heaven forbid you agree. I don't want you to agree, because I don't want a bully or an asshole like yourself supporting me. Because that would scare me. That would honestly terrify me if someone like that was on my side, because I feel like somebody would see that and be like, oh, you have that loud, obnoxious, bullying asshole supporting you, and they constantly put down other people, but they support you. What did you do to earn that one? Why? No, I don't want people like that backing me up. Like, that makes me seem like a bully or an ignorant asshole. Like, no. I can't stand you. And it's just like... It's so frustrating that people would think that this person and I are close. Are you kidding me? It's called being professional. The best way to be professional at work is to stop stirring the pot and causing this petty childish bullshit and just work with the people that you work with. That's the proper way to go about it. You're there, you clock in, you're getting paid to put up with assholes, whatever. You work, you do your job. And that's what I've been trying to do, but ever since this person has been prominent, and ever since this person has been working with me, it's been so apparent, it's been so vitally clear to me that they are toxic and I cannot be around it. I have tried. Trust and believe, I have tried, and I have almost lost my job so many times because I was about to go off on this person. And it's not just me. There are other people in this work environment that have had problems with this person. This person has been rude to them. This person has been a bully to them. This person has talked shit about them to their face. To their face. And it's always behind their back. They've talked shit about me behind my back countless times. But they have talked to certain people to their face so much shit. I'm looking out for my coworkers. I said something about it. And that's when everything just spiraled out of control. I have, in North Carolina, sorry, flipping my page. North Carolina outlaws discrimination based on religion, color, national origin, age, sex, or handicap, but not sexual orientation or gender identity. Same thing with hate crimes. Discrimination against gender identity. I identify as a trans male. I have no rights. I have no discrimination laws, no hate crime laws against me. So, my employer can fire me for being transgender and they wouldn't blink an eye. Human resources, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't blink. You have to learn to put up with it. There's going to be discrimination all in the world, and you're going to have to learn to put up with it. No! I shouldn't have to learn how to put up with bitches. I shouldn't have to learn how to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. They should be taught. They should be educated. They should be told that it is not acceptable for you to talk to, treat a person, or make remarks about a person based on race, religion, handicap, gender, cultural background, sexual orientation, and gender identity. When it says sex, when it says do not discriminate, it's talking about men and women. It's talking about cisgendered men and women. It's talking about you can't pay a man more than you can pay a woman. That you can't do that. No, no, no. No, no, no. But if they are a trans woman or a trans man, fuck them. They're not a real man or a real woman, so you don't have to treat them like a real man or a real woman. They're weird. They're off the spectrum. Literally, you see two genders. Most people see two genders, male or female. They do not see trans male. They do not see trans female. They see one or the other. There is a huge spectrum. There are multiple identities out there. There's non-binary. There's agender, which is non-binary interchangeable. There's so many more that I'm probably not educated enough to tell you, which is really weird. A lot of people will think it's weird that I'm not educated enough on non-binary, but I need to do more research. Because to be honest with you, I don't know. And I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm not going to really touch on that subject. But my point is, a lot of people just see male and female. And it's understandable to an extent because maybe that's all they were taught. I mean, that's all I was taught. And I'm transgender, but that's all I was taught. I didn't understand what it was to be a trans male until I discovered it for myself. And discovered is different than decided. I discovered it about myself. I've always been. It's just a discovery that you have. Here's an example. A lot of people are probably not on board with me right now because they're like, you're saying things and I don't understand them. I will give you a metaphor and a comparative that can really sum it up. Okay? It's difficult using this metaphor because they are different, but they can be the same. It's hard to explain. Being transgender, let me just clear this up. Being transgender is in no way a mental disorder. There is dysphoria that can be considered a mental disorder, where you feel not trapped, but you feel like you're not passing, or you feel like okay, for me, example, like, this is personal, but whatever, this is XY Chronicles, so it's kind of a journal or diary or whatever. when I have my period, which is not very common, thank based God, thank you, six God, whoever, it's not very common, but when I get it, oh my God, I can't even describe the dysphoria of having to have a tampon in while wearing a peacock. It's a really weird feeling, and I'm always afraid that I'm gonna have to, you know, when I change my tampon, it's gonna get on my peacock, and I'm like, ugh, you know, it's, ugh. And, you know, it's things like that. Or some days I feel like my binder isn't fitting me tight enough, or it's not compressing me right. It's like pushing down, but it's not compressing. And I'm like, man, people can probably tell that I don't, you know. And then some days I'm like, who cares? You know, I just need to work out, to work on my chest. Yeah, my period comes every once in a blue moon. But, you know what? It's all part of it. But dysphoria, that's kind of what dysphoria is. It's where things happen in a result of the hormones in your body that exist from your assigned gender. Like for me, it's estrogen. And again, I'm not on hormones yet, so I don't have a lot of testosterone in my body. But still having the estrogen in there causes me to have some dysphoria. It's a chemical imbalance. So, anyway, it's been determined that transgender people aren't mentally ill because of how they identify with their gender. But what I'm about to use as a metaphor is probably going to open a lot of people's eyes. This comes with the whole, how did you know you're transgender, or how did you decide? Okay, here we go. Depression, anxiety, OCD, mental illnesses that you cannot control. Being transgender. You do not control this. It just is. Mental disorders, you do not control this. It just is. Now, the way they do not compare, the way they contrast, being transgender is not a disorder. It is not something you take medication for to fix. I know a lot of people may be like, but hormones, you use hormones to fix it. Yes. You use hormones to get in your proper body. But you do not use hormones to fix you and make you cis. You see what I mean? A lot of people think that being transgender is a choice, that you choose to do it, and that you need to either go to a preacher or you need to get some medical help and get on a whole bunch of drugs for you to go back to being normal again. That's where they contrast. Where they compare, you don't just decide one day, I'm transgender, just like you don't decide one day, I'm depressed. You are. That may have been a bad comparative, but it just kind of was supposed to shed some light on, you don't just, it just happens. It's not a, I think that today I'm a male. I think the only gender identity that kind of happens with is gender fluidity, which I used to identify with. It's where you identify as female sometimes or male sometimes. Your pronouns are up to you, but it's like some days I'm feeling kind of feminine, so I'm gonna put on a wig and put on some makeup, and some people would be like, well, that's drag. No. If you identify as gender fluid, then you're just feeling female today. And then, you know, there's masculine, where you're like, cut all my hair off and gonna go walk around and you know, just be male. Straight bumming. Or looking fly as hell. Either way. So, that's gender fluidity. But other than that, it's like, there's no changing back and forth. You don't just decide one day that you're gonna be a male just because you'll want to. I mean, and a lot of people would say this, and I can see where they're coming from. But a lot of people be like, why wouldn't you want to be a male? I mean, being a male's great. You got male privilege. You can pee on anything you want to. I mean, being a male is awesome. Okay? Then you got the people who are like, why would you want to be a female? Then you got the people who are like, why would you want to be this? Why would you want to be that? Why wouldn't you want to be this? And that's why I've said it before, a lot of trans women are more discriminated against than trans men. It's ridiculous. The whole point of this video was not to go on a tangent about what's going on in my personal life. However, I did. But the point of this video was to say that I am happy that same-sex marriage has been legalized in the United States. You can go to any state you want to, and you can marry anybody you want to. I mean, you know, usually love comes into play, but you can marry anybody now. And that's pretty fucking awesome, if I do say so myself. And the other point of this video was to say that this is just the beginning. We've won the battle, but we've still got to fight the war. And if you want to call yourself an ally, stick around for everyone in the community. Not just the gays, the lesbians, the bi, the pan, because they're important too. Everyone in the community is important. Everyone of any sexuality is important. Everyone of any gender identity is important. But don't forget the trans community. Don't forget the non-binary cuties. Don't forget the agender adorablenesses. Don't forget us. Because just because people of different sexual orientations than heterosexual can get married, doesn't mean that people of different gender identities can get rights. And we still have to fight for that, because it's not fair to everyone. And if we want equality, cool. I want equality. Marriage is a big step, but it's not the final step. We've got a long way to go. I hope you guys stick around for me. And I'll try sticking around for you. Catch you in the next video.